if it's okay with everybody. Welcome to the debate. It's a tradition of SEO to introduce the candidates to all the members. The members can watch us actually now through the link, YouTube link that we provided on the page. We have with us today, we have with us Iyad Azraq, Bakr Gbeis, Mazen Hassan, Nada Safadi, and Tariq Zaza. Shadia Martini is trying to join. She has some difficulties, and we're still waiting on Salam Al-Masri. We'll go ahead and start the debate. The main reason for this, basically, the debate is to introduce the candidates and have the members will have the chance for members to hear from the candidates directly. The first part of this, to have everybody give a small introduction, why they want to be a board member in SEO, and what their contribution will be to SEO. I will go ahead and start alphabetically. Iyad Azraq, will start with you. Would you please give us an introduction? It will be up to 3 minutes for each candidate. Go ahead, Iyad. Do you hear us? Go ahead.
Yes. Assalamu alaikum. Jazakumullah khairan for this introduction. So, basically, to introduce myself first, I am from Halab. I came here in 2001 after graduating from medical school there. I'm ophthalmologist practicing in Columbus, Ohio. I've been there for 5 years now. With SEO, I was on the previous board between March 2012 to March 2013. I was a chairman for 6 months and secretary for 6 months. Since I left the board, I've been involved directly with SEO still, and the board that's in charge right now actually being very good in keeping us, as you know, in the loop of what's going on in SEO. Currently being mostly involved with some technology stuff work that's in Syria, giving my specialty, and I've been in Halab a couple times last year. Going back to the board, I think my plans is to work on build on the previous work that's been done and with the evolution of SEO. We'll keep more talk probably as things go about my thoughts of SEO.
Okay. Thank you, Iyad. Bakr, it's your turn. Are you ready, Bakr? I think Bakr may not be ready. Mazen Hassan.
طيب يعطيكم العافية. معكم مازن حسن، طبيب يورولوجيست جراحة بولية موجود في بنسلفانيا، ويسترن بنسلفانيا. كنت على البورد twice before. I served as chairman of Syrian Expatriates for 1 year, and now I am serving in one of its committee, a member in the Humanitarian Aid Committee. I was involved with SEO from the beginning, and I mean, I am involved in many activities and committees of SEO, and that's it for now.
Thanks, Mazen. We'll move to Nada. Nada Safadi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum. My name again is Nada Safadi. I am originally from Chicago, and I moved to a year ago. I moved to Massachusetts. I currently am an educational teacher, specifically in Islamic studies, and in addition to that, I also am a student. I graduated with a health science major from Benedictine University, and I'm currently enrolled in Bay Path College for occupational therapy in the medical field. So it all began really with this organization. It wasn't obvious to me living in the Midwest, but as part of, but then after I learned about the Syrian reliefs and all these projects, I became more interested. And adding moreover to that, Abdullah Shaheen, a current president of SEO, introduced me to this exceptional.
I think Nada, we lost your. We can't hear you anymore.
I saw a message that Mazen Hassan muted her.
Nada.
That's not good. The competition's starting.
And I was on the phone with Shadia Martini, and she did not get the email invitation, and that's why she's not able to join. I just was trying to forward that to her address. Email address is not working for me for some reason. I put the email address on the chatting window. Can somebody can Sahel forward the invitation to the email address for her? She's waiting.
I will do it. I sent it maybe 5 times, but I'll do it again.
Yeah, I don't know why. I tried to forward it, didn't work for me. For some reason, the address is not picking up as a valid email address.
Thanks, Bakr. I think Nada, please continue.
I don't think you guys heard me at all. Where did you guys hear me stop at?
And Abdullah, you're talking about Abdullah introduced you to SEO. That's the part I think we lost you.
Yes, exactly. So, okay. So yeah, not until Abdullah Shaheen introduced me to this exceptional organization, and I learned a lot about your medical aid, your humanitarian relief, and most importantly, the SEO members who really strive to aid their country. And that's what attracted me the most. And I also wanted to become a part of that, just like the members. And so I've been so curious to learn more about this organization, and I felt as an American born, but also my parents were from Syria, that it's about time that I stepped in to take action. I've been in many organizations just like volunteering, but nothing, in terms of board, and so I'm really looking forward to becoming part of that.
Thanks, Nada. Bakr, are you ready? I think we skipped you where you're trying to reach Shadia. Are you ready?
Wallahi, I'm still with Shadia. I'm just getting another email address.
We'll go to Tariq and we'll come back to you.
Okay.
Tariq Zaza, please.
طيب الله يجزيكم الخير. السلام عليكم. أنا اسمي طارق زازا. Been with SEO يعني من البداية تقريبا, mainly medical committee. I was in the board. I'm still a board member. حقيقة كتير ترددت before I decided to run again for board. يعني هي العملية الكل بيعرف قديش صعبة وبتاخد وقت. واحدة من القصص اللي شفتها يعني خلال الترم اللي كنت فيه بالبورد, we're lacking some continuity. طريقة وجود البورد يعني والتغيير في البورد اللي هي جيدة من ناحية يعني encouraging members to be engaged و democracy, بس مرت أكثر من شغلة كانوا مهمين كتير نوصل لنهاية الترم وما يتكمل الأمور. فهي الشغلة اللي خلتني يعني أحاول أكمل مرة ثانية. SEO, I worked with other organizations يعني in collaboration with others, but my main work was with SEO. It is still unique for me. It has a vision, SEO, والفكرة تبع development والconcern about Syria. I think it's still unique. I have decided to invest my kind of time and effort with SEO just because of many things that I kind of believe in. So that's it for now.
Okay. Thanks, Tariq. Bakr, are you ready to give your introduction?
I'm sorry, Muhammad. Give me 2 more minutes. I'm almost there.
Sure. I can go over the next question, and Bakr and whoever come later from the candidates, they can go ahead and introduce themselves. I think we have the first question from Ammar Ghanem, and his question was he would like each candidate to list what he or she feels the weak and strong points of SEO, so strength and weaknesses of SEO, and what his or her goal for the future. So, long question, but I would like the candidates to give their vision briefly about what they think the strengths and weaknesses of SEO, and what's the goal of this particular candidate that he would like to achieve through SEO, or the goal for SEO that he would like to achieve. I will start with alphabetically, but we'll start backwards this time. So Tariq Zaza, we'll start with you.
As always, Ammar has tricky questions. الويكنس one of the weaknesses يا عمار of this SEO هو حقيقة إنه we didn't have dedication. يعني we have members flying in, flying out, not investing, not giving. I still believe that we have, يعني there's potential if we invest in this organization, we can make a difference. The other weakness that we really need to do, and I pointed to that, transforming this organization to more professional type. هي معتمدة على الفولنتير حاليا، وهذا الشيء لازم ينتهي بسبب حقيقة في شوية يعني روتين وتغير البورد بسرعة. وصلنا لمرحلة معينة بس ما استمرت. ف during the past term صار في تغيير، صار في عندنا 3 موظفين، صار في حكي عن مكتب تركيا. كل هدول الامور اللي هي الصعوبات الفاينانشالي وموضوع البروفيشنال هي اعتقد يعني one of the priority بالنسبه لي. شكرا.
طب شكرا طارق. I'll read the question again. Shadia, are you with us right now? Shadia Martini.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can. Thanks. I think I will read the question for you one more time, but I would like you also, before you answer the question, to give an introduction about yourself and how do you come to know SEO and be a member in SEO, and if you have any contribution. Go ahead, Shadia.
Okay, so just to introduce myself, I'm Shadia Martini and I hate technology, so now you know. Born in Aleppo, 1965, I'm really old. Lived 5 years in Spain when I was little, graduated from the University of Aleppo with a degree in architectural engineering, taught at the University of Aleppo, opened my own business, incoming tour operation in Syria, worked for Syrian TV Channel 2. I mainly interviewed archaeologists who were working in the country. Got a scholarship from the Austrian government, spent a year in Vienna in the Wirtschaftsuniversität, which is the University of Economics, did a research study there, came to the United States at the end of 1992, went to the University of Michigan, got my MBA in 1996, married with 2 children, and I work in real estate, in construction, and I own a couple of other businesses.
Thank you, Shadia. I think the question was, and I would like you to comment on the question, that what are the weaknesses and strengths of SEO in your opinion, and what's your goal that you'd like to achieve in the future through SEO or for SEO?
You know, I joined SEO under the recommendation of my cousin Wissam. Whatever he tells me to do, I do. I guess he's my young cousin and I really like him. But the truth of the matter is, I was paying my dues. I wasn't really involved at all. I know very little to judge or to make any recommendations. It's really a learning process for me at this point.
Okay. And do you have a goal for SEO in the next 12 months? I guess that's the term of the board.
You know, I'm really very much, I mean, emotionally involved in the revolution. Even though my family is split, half of us are with, half against. I'm very much involved in the revolution. My youngest brother is very involved on the ground. I have a lot of connections with people on the ground. I would like to do something. I would like to help in any way I can. I don't know much about what we're doing in the SEO to make any comments at this point, but I would like to learn and see what I can contribute.
Okay, thank you, Shad. Yeah, we'll go to Bakr, and I will have him introduce himself first, and then answer the question.
السلام عليكم جميعا. تسمعونني يا جماعة؟
عليكم السلام.
نعم أنا بكر غبيس. أنا من الأعضاء اللي كانوا من أول يعني أسسوا أو اللي اشتركوا مع SEO. عشان أقول اشتركوا مع SEO ما أسسوها، يعني الشباب معروفين اللي أسسوا SEO. فاعل يعني involved. I think we have to speak English والله أعلم. صح محمد؟
Yeah, it would be preferred, please.
Okay, yeah, okay. So I've been involved with SEO from day one or maybe day two. I've been very active with the project, with the ideas when it was only Facebook group until it's become registered or organization, formal with board elections and committees throughout the development of the SEO. I was a board member for a year. Before too, was a committee member in the IT committee as well as government affairs, and most recently in the medical committee for the last a year now or so. So that's why I guess I'm interested. I've learned from SEO a lot. I've grown with SEO growth, and I think I have a lot, of dip back to SEO that we have to make it bigger and stronger. And I feel SEO is the organization that I feel that I can contribute through to the Syrian cause, which is obviously the main reason for SEO to exist in the first place. So the second question about the positives or negatives of SEO and the goal, I think SEO has a lot of positives, and obviously that's why I'm interested. I've known SEO from the beginning. I think SEO to some degree represents the consciousness, الضمير, سواء الrevolution in America or the Syrian community or the Syrian activists, and you represent the wise man, if you would, that has no bias or has maybe as much interest in developing Syria as the biggest interest. So I think in my opinion, the other organizations may have their own biases that sometimes may be bigger than maybe the main reason, which is the Syrian cause or the Syrian people cause. Anyway, I think SEO has this ability of long-term thinking, always trying to revive to the main cause of our activities and نشاط الثوري في أمريكا outside Syria. I think that has a lot of positives. There's a lot of interest in developing Syria. Development has been the next future for SEO, and I believe this should be the way to go. All the expatriates have a lot of things to offer for that field. The negatives, I think, SEO has gone through a lot of phases that we learned a lot. We adapted a lot of things, and we unadapted or gave up a lot of things, including, for example, the government affairs committees or government relation work, for example, and other stuff. So and that's no shame, and we've learned, and nobody can be ashamed with that by that. I think we just have to acknowledge the negative and try to fix it. And I think we've been successful in acknowledging the deficits, but I don't think we have been quite successful in addressing and fixing the problems. But I think that some of the negatives are, of course, lack of fund, and that's, I think, one of my big goal or big items in my vision for SEO is to try to get more fund, and I think that would be through getting the momentum back of SEO, which SEO had a quite history of being the leading a group in having the momentum for supporting the Syrian people. So I think this negative, I think we have to work on hardly to get more fund, more interest from people, more retaining of resources within SEO. Wallahu alam.
Okay, thanks, Bakr. We'll go to Nada next to answer the question about weaknesses and strength of SEO and her goal for the organization.
Okay, so I will start with the good stuff, the pros. As a CEO, what I've seen from my experience, just being an audience and kind of somewhat of a volunteer helping my husband Abdullah Shaheen, I have noticed that the people, especially the board as well as the volunteers, they all work for one cause. They're very dedicated. They're very motivated. They're very much like family. They're very inspiring, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to step up to be a part of the board. I'll talk about the cons specifically. I think it lacks a lot of awareness for SEO and publicizing this organization. I'm from the Midwest. I didn't know about it at all. There are many other reliefs I'm well aware of. Not until I moved to the East Coast I heard about the SEO, and also from a few close people that I know. So that's something that we really need to work on. Also, it needs to be more involved in the community, getting people involved. It doesn't necessarily have to be members of SEO. Like I know from my experience, like from other organizations, which is really nice, is, for example, when they want to get people involved, we can do like food drives where people actually help to package food to send to Turkey or to Jordan or to the refuge. That gets people emotionally involved. Or maybe write cards to the children in the refuge camps. That makes them, put their emotions in these beautiful cards that are going to be sent to these refuge camps or whoever it is that pertains to Syria. So involvement. Fundraising is important, but people are getting, bored of it. Like, it's not just about the content of money, but it's also offering, experience, offering, the feelings towards Syria. Also, and to add on, a lack of funding I've noticed. That's also something that needs to be worked on, inshallah, in the future. And with that, it can be easily spread. And one last thing, too, is recruiting younger Americans or younger people. They're very promising, and inshallah, it'll bring a better future for the SEO organization. For how I can, the last question was, what were you asking? If you can repeat that for me.
The last question was about your goal. I think you pointed out some things you want to do in SEO, but basically, what your goal for SEO and what the next step for SEO or your? That's the question.
Okay, so adding on, I'm pretty young, as I think I am. So I think we're very promising. The younger Americans, we really want to help, but we don't know how to help. And so me, as being an educational teacher, and I have 8 years worth of experience of teaching, specifically in the Arab field. I would like to be more involved in the educational projects. Those are promising, aside from helping to fund Syria with like food or shelter. It's very important to involve these Syrian people in teaching them education, business, because this will, inshallah, in the future, it will build careers and build a new Syria.
Okay, thanks, Nada. I will go next to Mazen Hassan.
طيب يعطيكم العافية. بالنسبة للسؤال إنه the strengths and weaknesses of SEO, I think there are many strengths in SEO. It has a group of diverse and high talented and dedicated activists who really want to help the Syria and the Syrian cause, and I think that was one of the strengths of SEO and what made SEO continue and even develop in the last couple of years. Alhamdulillah, we did many good projects inside Syria, and that add to the reputation of SEO. I can mention that maybe we are one of the first groups or organizations that start to help the Syrian people in their struggle for freedom and democracy. We got a very good network of and connection with the activists, whether inside or here, that also add to the SEO positive things. When it comes to the negatives, I think we have been spread on many levels, and although that gave us a great experience in many levels, however, I think we need maybe to focus on fewer areas that we really think that can match our vision for free, democratic, and developed Syria. We need to focus more on a long-term development. We know that it's difficult with the situation inside, but I think we can focus on few smart ideas that will really help the Syrian people. I think one of the struggles that our board term has been a little bit short, where the board term is about 1 year with election every 6 months. I think that has contributed to the instability of the board, where every few months you change. So I think that hopefully could be fixed in the future. I think we depended a lot on volunteers. I think we need to invest more in employees, and I think we need to invest more in the development of SEO itself. I think SEO has done a great job on volunteers, but for the long term, we need stable staff. So I think one of the ideas or one of the issues that we can work on is to develop SEO itself by building its infrastructure, by hiring more staff who can do the bulk of the work of SEO. I think that really can take SEO to the next level. Thank you.
Thank you, Mazen. And I think Iyad will conclude with you with this question. Go ahead, please.
والله بالنسبة للسؤال عن نقاط القوة والضعف المنظمة, I'm going to ask that question. I think it's a very fair question. Since it's debate, I guess I have a right to disagree مع طارق. I think I don't think there's a problem of people commitment to SEO, as it's probably finding it. I think one of the weaknesses that we are a new organization. So when we started, we are established to help the Syrian revolution. That's really the purpose of this organization. That's how the group who started this, like Mazen, Bakr, Fare, and others, really, Abdullah Shaheen, they started something to help the revolution. So we were ahead of the game when it comes to that. So until the other organizations, without naming them, figured this out, it was really late compared to SEO. What really put us back that we are new organizations, so we don't have the foundation and the infrastructure that help our projects to grow to meet the demands on the ground. So that took some of our active people to be involved more with other organizations once they start actually working, because since they have really strong infrastructure, they were able to catch up. In the same time, we were late in keeping the demands that required from us. So as Nada mentioned, that we do have problem with name recognition, and we need to get more volunteers on the case, in addition to having the staff members, as Mazen said. So we need combination of all of this together. I think our strength is the dedication that we have, and a lot of people that are interested. I was in RCU recently in a lecture for MSA talking about Syria, and there are people looking to do something, and not donation, not fundraising. I mean, we talk about donor fatigue, but there really is some people, still a lot of people out like to help, and it's not about money. And I think we got to find the ways to utilize the this energy that's available outside SEO that others cannot do it. I'm not sure how. I think one way of doing things is obviously getting focused on development. I think that's we have connections on the ground. We have to work more with local councils about projects. I think like project we had that Abdullah should be involved in. Uh, Finding some projects in Syria in the liberated areas where we can make a difference. Everybody making, food baskets, kafala team, all the stuff. I mean, everybody doing the same thing. We should do something different. That's my perspective. If we're gonna just do what the others doing, I think that would be a problem. I think when we did what we have to do to get people started. When we worked, nobody else organization-wise worked because they were really trying to figure out what to do. And I think it's the time for us now to also lead in other aspects and really be proactive and getting things, finding the ways, the energy for Syrian Americans to get more involved in what's going on in Syria and getting more work done in Syria from civilian and civic and civil life. And that's, I think, my goal.
Thanks, Iyad. We'll move to the second question. I think every candidate has addressed this question. The second is very important question, come from Jihad Al-Harash. And I think this, everybody knows that volunteers and donors are exhausted. And the challenge is how to activate members and how to activate donors, how to activate our people to try to actually be involved more in SEO projects and in Syrian cause again. And I will start with alphabetically. We'll start with Iyad, and we'll go down. Go ahead, Iyad.
So the question was really about how to activate people, right?
Yes, members, especially members for SEO. But in general, I think it's important how to put the people back on, make the Syrian cause as important as it was in their lives. And there's a lot of exhaustion.
I think there is some tiredness, but I think it's overstated a little bit. Wallahi, every time you go, there are a lot of people out there not finding a way to help. I mean, just they wanted to do something. Especially, I'm talking about younger population, younger people that are actually not. They're not, college. I'll talk about college students. I'm talking about younger that's not really financially that able to do a lot, but they still looking way to help out without, having the financial burden that we got. From donation wise, I think we're maximized really. I think most people doing the most they can. I mean, there are some people are not willing to do anything. That's, I think, that's what they are, who they are, and I don't think we can change a lot of that. I think we have to stay positive. I think it's negative to talk about the negative too much. I think we have to stress out the importance of getting involved and getting people to see what's going on. يعني صور دائما we always share pictures of people dying and destruction, and we don't share the pictures that people basically cleaning their streets, as pictures I put once from Halab. I mean, people are doing a lot of work as this bombardment is happening, and I think we have to show the positive. People get frustrated and depressed, and that's what's happening. People are getting depressed from what they see. And one way of fighting this depression, a lot are trying to withdraw and not getting involved because they got depressed. I think the way of showing, when you show the positive stuff, when you show that there's a lot of good work is being done, that's the way to fight that. That's the way how you can get the people back on their feet, working and helping out. To tell them there is hope. I think people will withdraw when they don't feel like their work will make a difference. I think everybody work can make a difference.
Okay, thank you. Next will be Bakr, and I would like Bakr also to address how to activate our members as well, because you see that our members has been, I think, more active and involved previously. I think this is a fact. At least that's the way I see it, and I would like Bakr to comment as well on that.
نعم أخي عم تسمعني هلا أخي ما هيك؟
Yes.
نعم تماما. I think this is a obviously good question. I think I kind of agree with Iyad a little bit that maybe it's not it's maybe overstated that there's exhaustion out there and people are not willing to donate to SEO or to the Syrian cause, etc. And again, as we mentioned earlier from the previous question, I think when SEO first started, it was one of the first people, the first groups to activate the Syrian expatriates to help out with the Syrian cause. So that's why at that point we were having a lot of interest and donations, etc., because people didn't have many organizations. After like maybe a year or so from the revolution, other organizations have formed. Like now you can tell now there's like 20 plus humanitarian organizations. At some point I think we were only among the first maybe 2 or 3 organizations that were thinking about getting status for donations. But I think the fund is there. It just have been distributed among other organizations, and that's fine. That's I think this is the positive of competition or positive of free world. Everybody can form organization. The one who do better job in marketing and documenting, etc., do get more donations, and that's fine. And at the end of the day, most of the money is getting to Syria, and we know a lot of other organizations now recently have had a lot of success in getting more money. So I don't think people, of course, people have use some of their saving money. And I think there's this is how an NGO or humanitarian or development, if you would, work organizations, organized work. Develop. People always donate. You have to make unique projects. You have to make people impressed by your work, by your talent, by your professionalism, etc., and compete with other organizations. And so to get more donation, I think we have the background of getting this type of project, which I think is my vision in how to get more members to be activated and more donors, is to get to focus. Again, I think we have to think long term, and I think again we've done this before, and I think we can do it. We have to think about long term projects, long term plans to develop Syria. Rather than doing food baskets and other short-term relief projects, which is fine. If you need to activate some groups or some other different as some other colleague here said, young American, that's fine. You can. I think we have to focus. Our major work should be on long-term development type project. We as expatriates, this is our definition. We are expatriates, so we have to do developing project for long-term to develop our nation. I think we have to focus on that. We have to get attention of people, get the momentum back, so we can get more donors and obviously more involvement from the members. I think the quality of the project, and of course the professionalism, as some Mazen and other colleagues mentioned. We have to get the staff to do the work, and I think we've learned that this is the hard way. Since we didn't have the infrastructure as an organization, we have to get people to do the professional work. So at least this is a done task. We don't have to worry about it anymore. But that's my vision, Wallah. This is how I think, and we can get hopefully the momentum back, and by focusing, by getting more a unique project. And I don't believe, I know there's some exhaustion, but I don't think this is like totally true. Allahu Alam.
Okay, thanks, Bakr. I think, in your opinion, sounds like good projects will advertise for itself and will activate members to join. I would like to welcome Salam Al-Masri. I think he joined us as well. And I would like him to give a brief introduction for himself before I ask him the same question, which basically how to activate SEO members to join SEO projects. Salam, go ahead, please.
السلام عليكم، سامعني؟
وعليكم السلام.
سوري لانه تاخرت، ما كان عندي اللينك تبع الداونلود تبع شو اسمه. مره بعمل الاجتماع بهالطريقه بالعاده ونعمل على السكايب. Anyway, my name is Salam Al-Masri. يعني obviously from Syria, born and raised in Dar'a, the city of Dar'a. I got my education in Syria till the high school. I joined the Damascus University as the first year of mechanical engineering. Then I've been sent by the government to Russia, to Soviet Union, to ex-Soviet Union, to study the electrical engineering, which I did, and I had the master degree of electrical engineering from Kiev, Ukraine. Now, I came to United States in 2000, in year 2000. Since then, I lived and I work in Cleveland, Ohio. Do you hear me?
Yes, yes. We do hear you.
Because I hear some in the background. Okay, so I was involved with the revolution from the day one, not because it started in Syria and in Dar'a, sorry, but because I was like really was waiting, like kind of waiting that something can happen in Syria to change the life of the people, to change Syria to the better place. My absence from Syria was also by the reasons, also like political reasons and some other reasons, you know. So the revolution was like really inspired me to help and to give as much as I can. So from the day one, I was trying to help the people that I know before in Dar'a. So we got involved with the View project there to help the activists, and I was involved also with some activists in the United States here, and we created an organization, Promise for Human Development and Relief, if you know this organization. And since then, I'm a board member with this organization, and we have some projects in Syria, existing projects in Dar'a and Damascus and Al-Ghouta. We have a small project there, like we support some project which is existing already there. We have View projects we supported in Syria. So for the View, for the SEO, I really like to help if I can. So I don't know exactly what the project you are like getting me to help with if I will get elected, but I can help. I have existing project here in Cleveland. I do my project now not through even Promise. I do it from United Charity. They supported us to sponsor the container, humanitarian container, to send to Syria. So we've been sending containers to Syria since last year. So far we sent like 3 containers from Cleveland, and we sent like 3 other containers from different states. So these containers like mainly clothes, medicines, food, and other assistance. Like we are collecting donations to people, and we arrange this stuff. Like we pack in the stuff and we make it ready. When we see the container is ready to be filled, and we send the containers. So I have some existing projects, which is I like to do this project through CEO, if you like, guys. But I think this project was presented to you last year, and unfortunately wasn't approved for some reasons. So this is my my vision to help. Like I can help with any other project, but this is what I'm doing right now. So if you have other questions or other comments on me, please let me know.
Thanks, Salam. I think a question came to my mind because you mentioned that you're a board member, and let me just ask you this question, and that's only for you, not for the rest of them, because you're a board member in another organization. and you did some projects maybe with that organization. I don't know if you did it on personal level or in this organization. So do you think there's any conflict of interest or in time and commitment when you're board members, both organizations? Because I'm not sure if you're aware, but being a board member of SEO is time consuming. So that's a question for you, and I'll ask you the rest of the question later, please. Go
ahead. As a board member organization, I think the timing, we board meeting every 3 weeks. We started with every 2 weeks last year. The board member decided to make it every 3 weeks for like convenience. So if there's an urgent matter, we can just send like if there's an urgent matter, we can just send the approval through the email, and the board members can approve through the email. Or if we have an urgent matter, we can just meet in the same day. Like we send like emails to everybody, and we can meet like for 15 minutes, 20 minutes to approve anything. I don't think it can interfere with the SEO, but I would like to have like not like weekly meetings if I will get approved with you guys. And I would like to have like maybe like bi-weekly meetings, because really we involved with a lot of activity like in here for the containers, for the humanitarian aid to Syria. So I will do best, but this is my vision, you know. It's up to you to decide.
Sure, and I think I don't know. You got a question about activating members, and I don't know if you answered that or not. If you want to comment more about how to activate member, a lot of people are exhausted in the United States and other. Maybe some of the SEO members has been exhausted. They have been very active in the past, and it's a challenge to activate them back. What's your thoughts on this, Salam? In 1 minute, please.
I know like everybody is exhausted from the time length of revolution, and the people in Syria exhausted, and the situation is very bad. But to encourage the people, like the people still need us anyway, and they need us every day more than before.
Okay, so you think that the way to do that through
we like to help more. It's the answer like you are waiting for, just different, to activate the people like members, or activate the people who are in society.
Yeah, the reason why we put this question is just to have members actually get some introduction to the way you think and the way you would like to do things. So there is no wrong or right answer. It's up to the members to decide. I will move. Thank you, Salam, very much for this. I think that's very helpful for the members to know you. I would like to move to Mazen Hassan with the question about activating the members.
First, I would like to mention one point, because Iyad was talking about it's related to the strength of SEO. Just to give you some history about SEO, since I was involved from day one. The first time we met in this group was March 5th, 2011, where we decided to come forward and support the Syrian people aspiration for freedom. So we start very, very early, and that added to our strength and to our momentum. Although, as we mentioned, at the time we lacked any infrastructure or any kind of staff, but we are trying to developing. But the fact that we started very, very early, and maybe we are one of the first, if not the first group that started in North America, that gives us a lot of credit. Going back to activating members, I think two ideas or two issues. First, we are, very much virtual organization where we depend on our virtual communication. I think one way to activate more members and engage them is to work on local level, where we have smaller groups that can meet face-to-face in different cities. Alhamdulillah, we have good networks in many cities, but we have not been able, or we did not, at least so far, try to work on local physical meetings. I think starting such groups or such physical meetings might get people more engaged, might get people more involved. I think Neda was talking about that great experience of people when they try to pack, and even Salam mentioned pack a container and send it. That kind of collective teamwork add a lot to the energy and teamwork, and it could be a very good tool for SEO to pursue, and it could engage many people in SEO activities. That's one idea. Another idea is to form a small project team. Alhamdulillah, SEO has many committees, and they have been very successful. However, we can engage more people if we form a team of 3 or 5 people who can work on a certain project. Brother Salam mentioned that I know that he's very active on a certain project, which is packing containers and sending it to Syria. Just because he's focusing on this project and he's very involved, I know that it consumes a lot of his time and many members' time. So this is a very good model where we can form those small teams from 3 to 5 people that they can focus on a specific project. I think that's a way to engage the members and the activists. Thank you.
Thanks, Mazen. I think that Shadia, if you'd like to address the same question.
Yeah, I feel like from my limited experience, twice there was a call out for help from the board. It seems to me like it's really very board centric. Like the board is doing all the work and the members are sitting there doing nothing. So there were twice call outs for help with something that I could help with, and I offered to help. No one even acknowledged my offer. No one called or said, thank you, we don't need it anymore, we appreciate your offer. No one asked for help after I offered. So I feel like that call out was like like you're throwing a dart in the dark and hoping that it will stick. We have to be more organized. We can have a very detailed database about every single member, what they are good at, their strengths, their specialties, what they can help with. And then when we need someone who knows about media, we just click the button and we have the 20 people that have experience in media, and we call them directly and we say, we need your help with this and this. Can you help us out? You have one person who's responsible for that project, and that person is going to call these people out, assemble a team that really is of that background and can help. I feel like targeting people is the best way to do this, and acknowledging them personally rather than just throwing this out and hope for the best. In terms of the donation fatigue, I see it every day. We all have, on a personal level, a lot of commitments, a lot of money that's going out because most families are now destitute. So I feel like we have to come out with a better plan. I really do not know the answer to this, but I feel like this money should not go out there to plug holes. We should pool that money and create something that will give us money. And that money that is generated is going to go to plug holes, but we always have that source of income that keeps giving. We're not always going out and begging for money from here and there. I don't know how that's going to be accomplished, but I'm sure with a collective effort of all of us, with throwing out ideas and trying to brainstorm, we can come up with something that could work. And there are so many foundations out there that are based on that concept, where they have a core base of money that is generating money, and that money that's generated is the money that's spent.
Thanks, Shadia, for that answer. Neda is next to address the same questions about activating members and volunteers.
Okay, so clearly we have a flaw. I mean, especially I will stress communication, communication, communication times 100. Knowing you want to strive can be clear in your head, but communicating it is when it becomes most effective. I may want to say that I'd like to help Syria, but clearly it's not going to make a difference if I don't express it in words or communicate it to a group. So it is really important to be clear to the group so creativity can expand on its horizon. Opening up to like to different, dividing them into different groups in the Syrian expatriates, that causes more creativity. When you have just a big circle, there's not going to be diversity in thinking and different opinions because it's just this one big circle. But when you divide it into groups, it helps to promote successful projects. Also to promote and recruit all ages. I speak for myself. I feel like it's an older generation, so that's why I feel like recruiting different ages, especially the young, is very promising because yes, as humans we've felt hopeless about Syria, but us young, we are still excited about this because we want to help. We're growing and we want to help, and as we move on in our life. Also, to add on, I think the projects and the events, it's in my sense, I feel like there are so many events and it's mostly it's a fundraiser. We need to work on creativity, like having a famous singer, bringing fun activities for the young. It doesn't have to be for the older. It can be just exclusive for the younger kids to make them happy, and from there we can promote money to send to Syria. So more fun venues. Me and Abdullah Shaheen are working on bringing Masoud Curtis, a Turkish singer. Just something aside from talking about Syria. People are sick of hearing these things and they want change. They want fun, but also helping towards the community. Also, I find this also very, very important. Better advertisement. Like having more brochures. Attracting websites. I know Facebook is a little dead on Syrian expatriates. We need to expand on that because let me tell you, this social network is big on Facebook. So we need to advertise Facebook for Syrian. We need to advertise Syrian expatriates on Facebook because that can really help, expand. Also, people don't know how to help. I'll say again, back to my experience, I didn't know how to help until I met a few people that are part of Syrian expatriates. We need to educate people once they become part of Syrian expatriates, to have seminars, sit them down and tell them this is exactly what you can do, A, B, and C. At the same time, of course, listen to their ideas to expand projects and to expand the circle. One more point that I want to make is the mailing list. It's really important to update people. People like to be a part of it. They feel more involved by mailing lists, thanking them or for contributing to whatever they did towards the organization. And also, I feel it's so important that we give out awards, recognitions to the people that volunteered. We're natural human beings. We need to be rewarded once in a while to feel like we can strive to work harder. By giving that reward or recognition to a person, they feel special. They feel like they have committed. We all work with our hearts, inshallah, for one intention, but as human beings, we need that push. It makes us, you feel more like you're earning the reward.
Okay, now we're moving to Tariq.
طيب الله يجزيك الخير. يعني سبحان الله الكلمة اللي حكاها بكر وحكاها إياد إنه هل حقيقة فكرة موضوع إنه الدونرز هن exhausted. أنا I can look at it in a different way. إحساسي والله أعلم إنه كل السوريين كل ما واحد منهم شاف الأخبار أو حتى يعني شاف أي قرأ الفيسبوك بيسأل حاله على طول how else can I help. أعتقد كلياتنا حاسين بإنه there's much more that we can do. And the way I would approach that, I would blame myself if there is يعني إذا كان في الدونرز كانوا تعبانين أو decrease. نحن ما عم نقدر نأمن لهم الchannels. الكلمة اللي حكتها ندى إنه هي مدرسة كانت عندها خبرة 6 سنوات. She's just looking. Let me know how to help. فهذا هو الموضوع. البروجكتس اللي يعني just find what people need اللي هو بسوريا. اعمل البروجكت اللي حقيقة بيخدم سوريا، وانا يعني سبحان الله متأكد انه بتشوف قديش في دعم. هلا هون بس بدي ارجع على نقطة مرة ثانية. نحن ما عملنا good job في الادفرتايزمنت. نحن ضعيفين كثير. We can do much better في هذا الموضوع في الكوميونيكيشن. مرة ثانية البورد حاليا هو executive و that should not be the case. انت عم تجيب volunteer عم تشغلهم executive، ما فيك تطالب اكثر من يعني let's be realistic. الشيفت toward more professional موظفين يشتغلوا يحاولوا يعملوا الاكتيفيشن. I think can ان شاء الله make a difference. هذا اللي عندي.
Thank you, Tariq. MashaAllah. All the answers, very promising. I hope this idea will come to light after these board members, the new board will be established. The next question, actually, very, very important, and it has been debated for so long in this organization. And this question was put by Maher Al-Azm. This question is about focusing and priorities of SEO. We have been always talking about what should we focus on. Should we focus more on relief, more on development, and more on medical, humanitarian, political? So what exactly SEO should do actually to help Syrians and help the revolution and the aspiration of the Syrian people? I'll start with you, Tariq, since we go backwards now.
طيب الله يجزيك الخير. Very good question like you said. وانطرح أكثر من مرة، وحقيقة كان على الطاولة كثير هذا السؤال حتى في major board decisions يعني. فهي حتى انه برجع على السؤال اللي قبل، انه يعني كيف انت ممكن تقدم شيء مختلف ويصير حتى في تفعيل للممبرز. SEO هي الوحيدة اللي رافعة مثل شعار الديفلوبمنت تقريبا، يعني ما شفت كتير. فهذا الموضوع يعني أنا أنظر بصراحة لأمريكا هي مو بس إنه كريسورس للفند which is a big resource for fund، بس هي resource for professional وسكيلز وكل هدول الشغلات. هي كمان أنت الدونيشن تبعك مش بس مصاري، الدونيشن تبعك هي العلم اللي أنت عندك والسكيلز اللي بدك تاخذها. فموضوع الديفلوبمنت I think my belief من كل اللي حكيت معه انه هو المين جول. الديفلوبمنت هذا كان يعني في certain humanitarian projects, medical projects كلها بتتجاه الديفلوبمنت. كل هالسكيلز اللي موجوده يعني اكتسبتها انت هون في امريكا ممكن تحطها. بس I think that focus is the question is already يعني ان شاء الله been answered، ولازم يكون في هذا التركيز باتجاه building يعني البدء بالتفكير في بناء سوريا من هلا، لانه you know it's going to be a long process وبدها كثير جهد. فيعني we are already late حتى لو بلشنا هلا. تفضل.
طيب, thank you, Tariq. Next will be Nada, and I hope also when we say the focus to give an example of some of the projects that you think that SEO also should focus on. Nada, please.
Can you repeat the question? My laptop acted up on me.
Sure. The question is actually what are the priority for SEO in your mind? What SEO should focus on the next 12 months or even beyond that? What priorities? Is it relief? Is it medical? Is it what kind of projects? Developmental? So this basically the question.
I think it's everything. I feel like naturally as humans, when we think of Syria, we think humanitarian relief, you know, helping the refugees, which is very natural because as we look at the news, we see what's going on. It's a genocide that's going on right now. So we assume that that's the main thing. But I think, in my opinion, my personal opinion, based off of my experience, I think education is so important. We see these kids. They're growing up and they depend on education. It's very promising. If we focus on it now, they'll grow older, and this education, inshallah, will help them bloom to build a new Syria. That's very promising. Also, educating not just in terms of education, but also to help provide, you know, in businesses, in needed growth. That will help also expand Syria, inshallah.
Okay, great. So education is number one in your priority, I think. Shadia, please address the question about priorities.
Well, I think everyone should do what they can do best, and I don't really know collectively as an SEO what we can do best, because as I said, I'm not really, I don't really know the extent of the the talent that we have at SEO. I feel that we should not really be everything to everyone, and we should not spread ourselves thin, like I've heard other people talk about. If we are going to concentrate on development, for example, we have to first of all know that we can, that this is our strength, we have the ability, and second, we have to concentrate on what type of development we're going to talk about. Are we talking about physical development, construction, or are we talking about personal development, building character? Are we talking about, you know, I mean, development encompasses a lot. So I feel like we have to focus, we have to narrow down our focus so that we can accomplish more, because just being everything to everyone is not going to take us very far.
Okay, thank you. Shadia. Mazen is next.
So,
Mazen?
okay. I think there are a few areas that we can focus on, and it could really help. Our vision states that we invest in the Syrian people to build free, democratic, and developed Syria. So clearly, we invest in the Syrian people, and as Nada mentioned, I think one of our priorities is education and training, and that could really help the Syrian people in their struggle. Also, economic development, where people can be self-sufficient and independent from any foreign or external aid. Alhamdulillah, we did a few projects, and I think we can focus more, or we can put more resources on these small projects that can make people self-independent, and they don't need any foreign aid. Another area is good governance. As you know, now there is big need for people to, and they are starting their local governance. I think that there is an area, or that's an area that we can really help, and we can help our people so they can better govern themselves. Thank you.
Thank you, Mazen. I'll go to Iyad. I think Bakr was out for a second, and he'll be back. So Iyad, please go ahead.
الله يذكره بالخير نديم السادات وقت قال على SEO إنه Walmart of revolution, right? We did everything and open up the shop for anything. However, definitely focusing is important. Obviously, when we're حكينا عن موضوع donation and donor fatigue, I mean, there are a lot of people doing a lot of good stuff. طبعا the instinct of person is helping humanitarian stuff, medical help, and that we are doctors, so we tend to do a lot of medical help. However, as an organization now, we're not talking about individuals. I think going back to the name of the Facebook page that Mazen Hassan and you guys started was من أجل for من أجل تغيير سلمي, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that. Was that still? I think the main page still has that address. So there is the idea of building a civil society in Syria in the right way, and I think that's, as organization, as Syrian Americans, we are open to a lot of resources in that sense. How to run non-for-profit organizations, how to build civil society from scratch. And actually, I attended lectures just last time I went to Syria by a guy came from New Jersey, who's very active here in Palestinian American, and really opened up my mind to a lot of stuff. This is a science. This is something we really need to access, tap in, and deliver to our people in Syria. I think that's really our goal. I think we have to, I think we've been laying the infrastructure for this. I think we should start working in that direction. And I know it's kind of, we're wondering about how you're gonna build the civil society at the time that bombs coming and and killing people on the ground. That's a question that people ask all the time. When you go to inside, it's already, there's a lot of work being going. I mean, yes, they're bombing, people are cleaning, people are connecting electricity again. There's a lot of work, but we have to catch on this, work on it, and support it. I think that's our priority now. Yes, food, we have to sustain people, and there's a lot of, and we can help through other people, through other organizations, but we should be, I think, taking the lead in tapping in our resources that we got in USA and get that help and aid to Syria from that perspective. That's, I think, our priority. I think our organization is young, energetic, because our members are young. I disagree with Sneda when she said that older, generation. I think the younger organization than SEO would be MSA. I think that's, I guess Majlis Sultan would be بمسؤولات على هالحالة. But I think that we, as the members, we have really younger generation members and very active and have a lot of potential. I agree with Shadia. I mean, she said, there is a lack of communication or deficiency, let's put it that way, not lack, and that's because of the burden that the board has. Cannot be, as Tariq said, executive board and board at the same time. I mean, it just doesn't work. I mean, there's so much burden on the board members to do stuff, and that's not efficient and not doesn't work that way. We have to have more, and we are going the right directions by hiring people and getting more professionalism in our work. And without that, we cannot develop. I mean, we cannot evolve as SEO.
Okay, I will thank you. Now Bakr. I think Bakr is back with us.
أي نعم أخي الكريم. The question is the priorities, right?
Yes.
Priorities.
Is priorities of SEO, okay. And what should SEO focus on the next time? Should they focus on? Should we still be organization that do many projects in many fields, or be more focused? And what should we focus on? What example projects you see SEO should take?
تمام. I think the priorities, I think were mentioned maybe in the previous answers. I think from what I can, from my own assessment, I think we're lacking fund. So I think getting fund is very important. Very obvious fact, but sometimes it can be not a priority. I think most of us, or at least the environment that we have, most of the SEO, I would say at least active members tend to be somewhat too much, or not too much, but they are non-practical or somewhat شو اسمه theorists نظريين شوي. We all very of course very talented very high achieving people. So sometimes maybe you are not as practical. I think we lack sometimes the practicality, or if you would the pragmatism. I think we think this is not of our business or in our dictionary. I think we have to change a little bit. I think we have to realize the money is very important, and focusing on that, making that a goal, is a principle of success, believe it or not. Then we can talk about project success, etc. So I think one of my priorities is to get more fund source. At some point, I know we focused on grant to get grants from organizations and governments, but that did not seem to be as practical. I think we have to target donors by getting more projects, by getting the momentum, just having the marketing strategies, membership, fundraisers, etc. So I think that's a priority in my mind for SEO at this point. The other priority, Um, um, I was just thinking about it, subhanAllah. SubhanAllah. And again, I mean, which project? I think development is, obviously has been the theme around SEO. I think another priority, as was mentioned earlier, one of the negatives, only the board members are the active members. I think we have to find a way to activate regular members. And I think when we get more funds, that would be factor to get people engaged and involved, so they have ideas, and we can just support them with the process for projects and resources. Will be, I think, as a result of more funds. Would be my priority. I don't have any specific project in mind that I think should be developed or should be the priority number one. I think any project that serves the theme of development is fine. I know I'm personally active in the medical committee at this point. I know at some point I was active in other other committees as needs were at that point were were more in the IT field and devices, etc. I'm personally experienced in the medical field. Networking with inside is very important for any organization, Syrian organization. So that's my expertise. At the same time, interacting with other medical organizations, make them better, so they make us, they maybe take that burden out of us, and so we can focus on other stuff is a possibility. And maybe last point I wanted to mention is out of my mind now. I will remember it, inshallah.
Okay.
That's my answer for now.
Next, I'll be Sam about what SEO should focus on. Obviously, you had certain interest in the container and some of the relief. Do you think SEO should focus on that or something else?
يعطيكم العافية. سامعني؟
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, my answer here, for the long run, I think the organization should focus more in the human development and like developing Syrian young people, like for education system, helping them with education, help the health system to develop better hospitals, better better environment for the people. But I think we have to focus also on the both sides. So the priority projects, there's like sometimes you hear like about like a field hospital get bombed and they need like an urgent help and relief to just we're not gonna get like any soon results from that other than just relieving the people there, like immediate relief. Like some places get bombed, some field hospital get bombed. They need immediate fund, they need immediate help. So we have to focus on that aspects. But for the future of our organization, I will say if we focus also on the long run projects like educational projects, like building hospitals in Syria, like helping with the education system. Even right now, the education is almost like the kids are 2 or 3 years already like out of the schools. So I don't think a lot of organization thinking about this to create some kind of schools or some like something close to school in the camps in Jordan, in Turkey and Lebanon, just to help the kids to stay tuned with kind of education that they cannot be lost at all. It's like 3 years or 2 years out of the school that kind of create like we are losing like 2-3 years from the generation, like almost like they will be like out of the schools for a long time if they will continue the same way. So we have to focus on both ways. So there's priority projects like relief projects, something like we are doing in the side, like here my project, like the container. It's not like only this is the only thing I'm working on. So, but this is like in the side. So we always collecting donations in daily basis, in weekly basis, and we can show the people like their money. We are trying now to relieve the pressure from the people, from the donors. So we don't ask them for any money if they don't want to donate money. They can donate the stuff that they would like to send to see. So some people, they say, okay, I don't want to give money. I want to just bring like some baby formula. That's great. Bring us like a couple of cases of baby formula, and we are collecting the stuff like clothes or food and stuff. This is like an example, you know. This is for like project going on, and I hope it can go on for longer time also, inshallah. But as I say, my vision for the future, for the long run, is to focus on in the future of Syria for the long run projects like the educational system, the health system, and to help the people also to pass our method of working, like as a team in America. Our method of working is very useful there, and this is one of the reasons in Syrian revolution now, the delay of the victory. One of the reasons that the victory is not coming very soon, because the people does not work as a team. Everybody is a leader for everything, you know. Like the activist, you can see the activist. He is good in the media. He is with the Free Syrian Army, and he is with the field hospital. So there is no specializations, you know. There's no focus on like one person can do one thing, the other person can do the other thing. So we have also to pass our method of working here as a team to give them like better results there. So this is, I think, it is one of the reasons why the revolution is not succeeding very fast. So it's like there is a lot of delay. So this is in general my view. So if you want me to add something after discussion, we can add. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Salam. I think the next question will start with you as we go on down the list again alphabetically. The next question will be about what skills and talents and contribution you think you will add to the board, why members should choose you. And I will start with you, Salam. And I've seen a lot of the candidates, they already answered this question, but we'd like briefly for each one to make the pitch for the members why they should select him or her for the board.
This is to me?
For everybody, but we'll start with you, Salam. We'll ask everybody the same question. What skills or talents that you have that will make you a successful board member, or your contribution will be successful to SEO?
You hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't think there's like something very special talent here, but I mean the thing is, if you can see the person is willing to help our people in Syria, it doesn't have to be like a lot of talents there, but it's like the willingness and the patience of the person. Are you gonna do this thing like for a long time, or you kind of just do it for a couple of weeks then you quit, or you know it's like getting boring or getting like too much, taking a lot of my time. So we have to be like my vision. I mean. For the revolution is already like, as you know, like 3 years, and the 4th year is almost in the middle. So a lot of people like give up. So the thing is the continuous, how to say it, like الاستمرارية بالعمل. So to be like committed to continue no matter what. Even if I stay alone, I will continue. Like this is my vision for that, to keep the project successful and to keep the project running. Not only like doing one thing, like small thing, and after that to quit. Like we send like one container, this is for example, and okay, that's too much. We get hard time. We are tired, so we quit. No, we keep it running. We keep it running, even if slow. Like every 2 months, like container, it's okay. Better than like do one container fast and we quit. This is an example. I don't want to just be like a container example. If we're like a lot of projects, like sponsoring orphans in Syria, we're not gonna sponsor orphans for like a couple of months, then we just cut them out. Then they will be like almost lost because they already have sponsorship. Then they lost it, you know. So the continuity of the projects, this is the constancy of the projects. This is, I think, a very good point. I mean, this is for me is main point. If we start something, we have to continue and we have to commit. Like we will finish it till the end. So in all the aspects, in medical aspects and the educational aspects, to help the people for the education as much as we can. And even if it's small projects, even if it's like very small project, I hear from some activists in Syria, they create a small environment to not only like to get the money from outside, like, or to get like the food basket or something from like relief organization to the families, but they try to get the families to do something to get this money and aid as a payment. So they're not going to be used to just sit home and wait for the help, which is bad for our people in the future. So we want our people to do something to earn the money and to earn the help that they are getting from outside. So this way they can build in projects, which is like give them jobs, and they will have with dignity. They will have their money with dignity. So like I hear like in Idlib, sister, what her name? I forget. She's an activist. Aruba Barakat. She did some project there, and she have like a few families working, like making clothes and making like they make like small shop in there, some houses, and they making clothes. But the thing is, they stuck now. Nobody buying from them because nobody have money there to buy. So the priority is the food. So we have to support something like that. Even small project with a couple of $100, couple of $1,000, it might get few families to get paid, and this project will create an environment for the people to work and to encourage the others. So this is just an example. This is my answer.
Okay. I mean, the question, Salam, was about your skills, but I think the continuity that you said, mashallah, you already did a few projects and you will be determined and continue with the projects. The
skills يعني everybody in his field. ما شاء الله انتم دكاتره يعني انتم اهم شيء انتم the backbone of the whole revolution ان شاء الله بالريليف وبال بالفاندنج والeverything. لكن كل واحد حسب استطاعته. يعني الطبيب بيساعد بمجاله الطبي، المهندس بيساعد بمجاله، الاعلامي بيساعد بمجاله، كل واحد حسب خبرته.
Okay, thank you so much, Salam. I will move to Iyad. Please answer the same question about your skills and talents that will make you a successful board member or will make SEO successful because of that.
Wallahi, first, we always in SEO, we are fortunate that we do have great candidates. And I think anybody get to the board, inshallah, will do such a great job. From my perspective, I've been in SEO board before. I hope that I did some of the things that I wanted to do. Talking about, you know, I did share my vision with you guys about what I'm looking forward in SEO. If I don't really have special skills, I mean, I'm really not, you know, I can't claim that I'm a talented person, but I think I can use my abilities in supporting and helping people in Syria and helping SEO in getting to a better position, and that's it.
Okay, thanks, Iyad. I think everybody has skills and talents, and we know how talented you are. I encourage everybody not to be shy. I mean, this is a pitch for the members to select the right candidates. So I know just you know, everybody who does achievement, you are selected before, and he led the organization. I mean, you can mention that. Please do that.
I mean, I did say. I mean, I've been in an organization. I worked in the board. I hope that I was able to work in building the organization, and I hope that, you know, from that perspective, I want to continue on building up this organization. As I said earlier, one of the weaknesses is that we are a new organization, and we have, you know, we've been laying the infrastructure for this. I think it's the time, as I said earlier, that it's a time to basically start taking the lead in development and evolution of the society in Syria, and I think I can help with my, you know, with connections, with my frequent travel to Syria. I can help in working that you know, in that end.
Okay, thank you. Next is Bakr.
نعم أخي الكريم. I remember now the point I was trying to say earlier. If you allow me to say it now, quick.
Yeah, quickly, and we need you to focus on your skills.
That's a long subject. I have a long list of skills. You probably
to stay humble.
Anyway, I think just speaking about how it's in the vision of SEO to help build a democratic Syria. I think that's always a confusion question that people ask. Are you like lobbying organization, or are you like non-humanitarian, political, etc.? And I think there's an aspect that I feel SEO is like a lead in, which is the environment of democracy. It's not about building the democratic structure or democratic مؤسسة institute or ministry or elections للكونغرس or whatever. I think it's just the culture that I think we lack as Syrians or as Eastern, as Muslim in culture, etc. That we don't seem to accept the other opinion or the other option that people sometimes choose different than your vision or your opinion. So this environment of you are not the only one there. Other people can voice their opinions. Other people have the right to speak out, and there's always a voting process. Although sometimes I think we do it too much, and we have to maybe realize when not to do it. But anyway, I think this is one of the big strengths of SEO, and I know we've مثل بقولوا we've graduated a lot of not a lot, but I mean few people that have gone to other organizations, so this is by itself is a skill, I think. Being a graduate of SEO, I think this is maybe by itself is a skill that we learned through the development of SEO. And we learned the way how to work together, how to function as a team. We've faced me and Iyad, for example. Iyad was a chairman of the board. That was a skill that he didn't maybe say it very clearly. He was the chairman of very successful term for the board of SEO, and I was a member of board. And I know we disagree on things, we agree on things, etc. So I mean that by itself is and as I work with other organizations, I see it was lacking to some degree. And again, sometimes I wonder if we shouldn't do it too much, because that may be why we're sometimes we are dysfunctional. But I think this learning curve is we are just we just started this process of freedom and democracy and elections, so we were just applying that to the heart of. But anyway, so back to the skill question, I think being SEO for a long time, being a board member previously in SEO. I'm familiar with this organization. Again, I worked as a team, as a team in the board and other committees. Dedication, as Akhi Salam mentioned, is very important. I think I have some of that. And as you said, Muhammad, this is a hard question for Syrians because we don't know how to speak about ourselves. And I think one of our goals, long-term goals for SEO, maybe or free Syrians, is to know how to make us or make our children speak about themselves and sort of be confident and say القوي الأمين as Sayyidina Yusuf said when it comes to duties you can say I'm good, I'm strong, etc. Anyway, but I think being an SEO before, I'm a physician, I have a lot of I think I have a good experience with medical work on the ground. I have very good connections on the ground in my area and other areas in the southern part of Syria, Dimashq. I visited Amman, Turkey. I've worked to help the union, which is the UOSSM union of the Syrian Medical Relief Organizations. As a medical committee member, we worked with them and we've established their work in the southern part of Syria and their office in Jordan. So I have experience in that, connections with people inside, not because connection because I know them, it's because I trust them, they trust me. Again, as a teammate, as somebody who can tolerate other opinion and can try to learn how to listen to other people and make them contribute and come forward. I'm a physician. I'm currently in training. I'm a fellow at the University of Minnesota. I have some academic background that would help me too. And again, for long-term purposes for SEO as expatriates, I think that would help me help my country back. Building hospitals, teaching, being a teacher or professor at the university back there, inshallah, in the near future. These are some of my skills,
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Bakr. I think I will move to Mazen Hassan. As far as the time, I know we promised that we'll finish in 2 hours. Because we started 15 minutes late, I would like to ask you maybe for 15 minutes, but we'll finish at after probably 15 to 20 minutes. So, Mazen, please.
طيب يعطيكم العافية. I will start by mentioning the values of SEO. We had a list of values that we think reflect the SEO culture and organization, and the first one was dedication. And I know that many people talked about that. I think this value is very important for SEO. It's very important for us as Syrian American, and it reflects the culture of our people inside Syria, that after all this, they are still dedicated to their struggle for their freedom. So I think that value is very important, and especially in those times where after 3 years, some people feel tired, some people feel confused. So dedication to the cause is very important, and I think SEO has many people who had that value in their mind, that they are dedicated to the cause, and not only to the cause, even to the organization. So I think that value is very important, and I hope I have some of this value, or I can reflect this value in SEO. I personally committed, inshallah, for SEO for the long term. I think this is very important for all of us to have that in mind, that this is not an easy or short-term cause. This is a very long-term cause. It might take years. So we have to be prepared to be dedicated to the cause and to the organization for the long run. That's number one. Number two, I think my experience with SEO, I have been with SEO from day one. I know most, if not all, of the activists who are working with us. I am familiar with many, if not all, of the projects that are being done. So I think that also is adding up. Experience is very important, and I hope that I got good knowledge and experience with SEO work and SEO dynamics. The last thing that I would like to mention is connection, because we have been in SEO from day one, and in the revolution from day one in North America. I think SEO has built a good network of connection, especially here in North America, with many, if not all, of the organization here in North America. I think that's a very, very valuable asset. I personally know, and I think even SEO is well known to many other organizations, and I think it's well respected by other organizations and by the leadership of other organizations, and I think that could build, or that could help us achieving our cause. So that's what I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mazen. Next is Shadia.
Well, I guess I come with a very strong business background. I'm an entrepreneur at heart. I've started many businesses throughout my life. Some succeeded, some failed, but I think my major assets would be creative thinking and problem solving. And since I'm the oldest here, maybe my age should be considered an asset. So, and I'll stop at that.
Thank you, Shadia. Next will be Nada Safadi, and we'll give her an extra minute. She requested to answer, to comment on the last question as well. Nada, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
I guess I was talking, but I was on mute. So based off of the last question, like he had mentioned, I just want to talk back about the education aspect when you had asked what, part of the projects that we should most focus on. I think it's very important to focus on the ground, and when I say education, to actually specifically work with each individual. Knowing these stories and listening to these young Syrians, they're discouraged to move on. They need help, they need support. So it's very important to to help them, to lead them through, college, to help promote them through their application, to help promote them through, what they should do, what the next step is to proceed. And also specifically, to give an example, I am working at a project in Jordan, a school, specifically high schoolers, and they're about to graduate, and they need help. They need guidance to know exactly what the next procedure would be for college applications. They don't know maybe the sort of essay process, and they need that direct help one-on-one. So that's to answer that question. Going back on to what are my skills and talents that I'd like to add onto the board. I'd like to say specifically, I find myself strong in the communication aspect. Talk most of the time and teach my students. I feel that's the very important part of me. Teaching to students. I specifically teach teenagers and a little older than that. Also, to add on, I'd like to say that, excuse me, I'm very structured and organized. I'm unique in my creativity. So planning events, gatherings could help towards exponential growth to SEO. Specifically, I'm very proactive through diverse groups like mass teaching programs I've done through ISNA and ICNA events that happen on a yearly basis. I've also was involved in Islamic youth camps across the states for young Muslim teens, and I work side by side by CARE Syrian Relief. So I find that a unique part about myself. Thank you.
Thanks, Nada. Tariq Zaza will be next.
طيب الله يجزيك الخير. هي الكلتشر اللي تربينا عليها مش بسهولة تتغير، فمع انه صار لي هنا في امريكا اكثر من 10 سنوات، بس talking about yourself is still kind of challenge for me. سبحان الله أنا طبيب وفي academic institution، فهي I don't think it's a plus. I think it's kind of minus، لأنه المهنة هي it's يعني all your effort في responsibility تجاه المرضى وحتى تجاه التريني الستودنتس اللي موجودين، فهذا بياخذ وقت كتير. However, I think my selling point would be, in spite of all that, and I have been with this organization. I can use the term from day one. I've been with the medical committee. We did a lot of work. Alhamdulillah, I was able to dedicate enough time, really, للorganization. I think that I have, I know I am a stakeholder. This probably would be my selling point with this organization. I do have good networking خلال هالعمل مدة 3 سنوات، خصوصا في العمل الطبي. أعتقد الحمد لله في اطلاع جيد جدا على طبيعة العمل الطبي. good networking مع الداخل حتى واللي هو الأساس، وحتى مع ال other organizations. So I think this is I can be helpful in that. This is needed a skill. بس يمكن the strongest selling point هي the long experience with the SEO, serving as on the board and as a committee chairman. شكرا.
Thank you very much. I think we're coming to the conclusion here. I just want to give each candidate maybe 1 minute if they have any closing statement, and it's optional, I mean, but I would prefer everybody to give this closing statement, and we'll conclude after that. I'll start with you, Tariq, and this statement basically should address members and tell them what your final statement before election.
طيب والله I don't know. سبحان الله مثل ما بدأت أنا I was debating هي time consuming و I think it's responsibility، وكنت مفكر إنه should I run again ولا لا. I have been there for a while. I think building some صرت أعرف إيش هي الorganization، وهو حقيقة هذا هو السبب اللي خلاني run again، لأنه بعد ما تتعرف سبحان الله ببلش الوقت إنه I can hopefully have some plan and do some changes. That's one of the reasons. That's the main reason I think I'm willing to run again for the board. شكرا.
Okay. Next will be Nada. If you can give your closing statement.
So as you can see, mashallah, everyone has these diverse and unique characteristics about them. Some are doctors, some are businessmen, some do much. There's a lot of extra expertise, personal expertise as well. I'd like to add on from my expertise as a teacher and as a student. I play both roles, and I think that's a very important and vital aspect towards SEO organization. Inshallah, it creates more diversity, and it brings a more uniqueness as a whole for SEO, and that's exactly what we want for SEO. This is what we're trying to work on, trying to promote, inshallah, for the future.
Thanks, Nada. Shadia, please.
This is going to be a new experience for me. I've never been on a board before. I've always been the boss, so it's going to be quite challenging, but I guess that's a problem that we Syrians suffer from, and we have to learn how to work together. So I appreciate the chance to learn.
Thank you, Shadia. Mazen?
طيب, thank you, Muhammad. Well, I think SEO has done a great job so far as a startup organization. I think, I mean, with all these candidates, you can see that after 3 years and after all the struggle, we still have very good candidates, committed people, diverse people. You see some people who are been with day one, and you see others who are fresh and completely new. And I think that's unique about SEO, that diversity. And that always add to the momentum of SEO, where you kind of mix the old experience with the fresh blood. This has been one of the maybe the strong point of SEO, that we always try to keep the momentum growing. I think we are building the experience, but also we would like to get always fresh blood and the new ideas. I hope that story we can move to more professionalism, more solid foundation for SEO. We can focus more on unique projects, projects that will have a great impact on our people inside Syria. So I'm really optimistic about SEO and the future of SEO, and I hope with the help of all these candidates that inshallah we will be a unique organization. We will be a leader organization and helping our people reaching their aspiration of freedom and democracy. Thank you.
Thank you, Mazen. Next is Bakr. Please, if you can give your closing statement.
So this is, I guess, for the members of SEO, as you said, Muhammad. I hope that what we did today is just continuation of the practice of SEO being unique. Being an opportunity for people to contribute, to come forward, because this is, I think, what was unique about SEO from day one, is it gives the opportunity. It's a platform that anybody can contribute, but not by talking. You have to come up with a plan, and you have to maybe execute that project or idea. And I think this is very important in success. I would request from SEO members to help the current board, the future board, the practice of being board members, the only active members of the organization is not. I don't think it's a healthy practice, and I think one of my goals would be, if I become a board member, is to try to get that practice changed for the better. I do request every single SEO member to come forward with an idea, with the contribution, expertise, connection, ideas, connection on the ground, money, of course, but not.
I think you'll lose, Bakr.
Yeah. Well, no. Actually, I'm optimistic. I think if people see that people are interested and are forthcoming to improve things, I think I do believe that we will continue. We will have the momentum, and I do request again all the SEO members to come forward and be active and at least contribute on a regular basis to SEO, which is eventually the Syrian cause, inshallah.
Yeah, thank you, Bakr. Yeah.
أنا بدي أقول إنه نحن هلا بنص الطريق بهالثورة، لسه على الطريق قدامنا مطول قد يكون عمل كثير. أنا بتمنى إذا من أعضاء الSEO إنه اللي عنده interest أو questions إنه communicate directly مع all the candidates through Facebook أو email. I think that's very important to answer any questions. There's no excuse for anybody not to be involved, or the SEO or other organizations. From SEO perspective, I would like the opportunity to help again and to work from within SEO in the board. And the best of luck for all the candidates.
Thank you, Iyad. We'll conclude with Salam.
والله not a lot of stuff to add يعني بس the same thing يعني إن شاء الله the long run يعني the long term commitment to help our people and to keep them a track to get the إن شاء الله the results soon, the victory in Syria soon. Even there's a lot of people already like desperate and they already like about to give up. So I think if they see us like we are like outside Syria and we are committed to help for the long run and we are not giving up, I think that might inshallah يعني inspire them more and give them more hope and stability in the same track inshallah. يعني long term commitment وإن شاء الله Syrian Expatriates إن شاء الله يعني good organization. From the day when I hear about it, it was يعني really inspiring and the idea is very great. Inshallah, and we can pass our experience here in America to our people there, for like as you mentioned, guys, for to develop the human education there and like to pass them the experience of a democratic organization, like democratic way of dealing with the community, with the others as a team. This will be the main things, you know. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much for all the candidates. Thank you, Salam Al-Masri, Iyad Azraq, Bakr Ghbais, Mazen Hassan, Shadia Martini, Nada Safadi, and Tariq Zaza. I'm thrilled to hear from you. It's very hard to make your mind who to vote for in the next election. MashaAllah, everybody made his case. I'm very excited about the next board. And I would wish you good luck. And this is Muhammad Taha. We'll conclude this debate. Thank you very much for participating.
Thank you.